Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Alchemy Factory. We're doing okay here, I think. We've got a couple of Jupiters, so we'll be able to do something with those. Everything is pretty much stocked up. We have a load of transformation potion, so I'll just stock myself up on that. I think I'm going to need some. We're going to do some quests. We're going to get into some steel, and we're going to unlock some upgraded components that are going to help us do things like this a lot easier and neater. Anyway, there's a lot to do. Let's get stuck in. So I'm going to start off with quests. Let's go and see what we can do. That random quest has to be delivered today. That's no problem. This one is a bulk order. It needs the 2 Jupiters. I have that, but that needs steel. That also needs steel. Random quest. I could submit that right now. All right, that's done. So we have to do steel now if we're going to make any money. Otherwise, we have to go on to the growth potion. That I'm not ready for yet. Let's pin that random quest. I will need some pulleys. Ooh, I need to sort out my inventory is looking a bit dodgy. Right, we have the pulleys. Now we need 60 bricks. Bricks are over here. Top that up. And 20 turquoise, which are all over on this side. And we have more than enough of them. Super. So we'll deliver that. Submit. Now we have to do steel, which means I need to research it first. And that is the one we're looking for. Start the research. We've unlocked the tier 6 stuff or the level 6 stuff. So the blast furnace I want to do and the enhanced grinder I want to do pretty urgently. We also have a refiner. That's not really crazy important right now. Good. Steel ingots is finished. I'm going to go straight on to the steel gear. Let's have a look at that steel ingot and see how we make that. Okay, that is using an iron ingot plus coke powder, and we have coke powder. That will give us iron back as well, and it's done in an ethanol. Pretty straightforward. Now we've unlocked the gear as well, and that just uses a steel ingot to make the steel gear. Alright, well that seems straightforward enough. But before we continue, there's more research that I want to do. I want the cannon, so get that queued up. Right, and we finished that. How are we doing here? What I could do is put down the knowledge altar, and then I could feed the Jupiters into the knowledge altar. I first want the day to pass to see if I need the Jupiters for anything else. But that knowledge altar, if we put relics in there, we get points towards upgrade progress. And a Jupiter is worth 10 points. And this increases every time you use it. So yeah, we'll leave that for a moment. Got some more research I want to do. This research is going to get expensive. The blast furnace I want. So we'll start that one. That will help us with setting up the steel. And that is done. So let's go and check that out. And this is the blast furnace. It looks good. So I'm going to put this down. We'll give it a bit of space, put it over there. And this whole surface now can be used the same as the surface of a heater. The same as one of these, but much bigger. So first thing we need is iron ingots. And if I put that over there, I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work. And I just need to see what comes out of that, or what speed. So that produces 10 per minute. Then the ethanol, so this guy. And if we set the recipe to steel, it needs 15 per minute. Let's have a look and see how we can do this. I'm going to remove that and replace it with... Ooh. Yeah, I was thinking I wanted to put 3 on here, but I don't think I can fit them on. Yeah, well, maybe like that. But then I'd need 2 ethanols. Well, if these are producing 20, they're overproducing, so that's fine. We'll just do 2. And then we can grab this one and put it down something like that. Yeah, maybe I'll move it over 1. Not really maximizing the space here too much. In fact, I might not even be doing it in the right place since the coke powder is way over here. Yep, I'm going to take that down. I'm going to move. Let's do this over here. So we'll put this right around there. I'm probably going to rebuild this. Well, I don't need to rebuild the whole thing. In fact, there's one more research I need to do, and that is the enhanced grinder. So I'll start that research. Because researchers are becoming very expensive now. Right, let's pop these back. 1 there and 1 there. And that research is finished. We'll get the ethanol. Rotate that, put it in there. Do I need to go that far back? Probably not, but that's fine. We'll bolt that one in there, that one in there. extra bit of belt for free. And then we are going to need to get a way to load these automatically. And I think we might do that with a couple of these. Can we go this close though? I set that to go in. Oh, it doesn't go that high. Bugger. All right, get rid of that. Then what I will do is I will grab this whole thing, cut it and move it. Maybe I'll maybe I'll rotate it. We'll go this way. Where is the feed port? Oh, it's on the wrong side. No, that's fine. We'll put that out. Bugger. End of the day. Did all right. Okay, let's try that again. Put that over there. And if I'm able to feed them from here, is that going to work? I'll need to get myself a sigil first. Okay, so we got one. Let's see what we've got on the menu today. Ooh, look at that. Can do that one. Could do that one right now. We'll just submit. That bulk order we're working towards. That one we're working towards with this one. Some linen and some pulleys. Okay, we got the pulleys. We got the linen. And we can deliver that one. Good to do these early in the day. 160 silver coins. Good. Right, purchasing portal. We'll just stick it over there. We're going to set this one to be iron ore. And belt this over like that. Small storage box. Actually, that's going to be on the wrong side. It's going to mess with my fuel line. So that goes in there and that into there. And this gets set to iron ore. It's already been done. And we've got a bit of cash. Just need to split it up. We'll send that much through. And let's see if this loads. Set this target to there. It does. Look at that. It loads. Nice. Okay, now this should have been the other way around. I regret that now. Anyway, we will go through here and around this way. Grab ourselves a conveyor lift. And in that goes. And set this recipe to steel ingots. Oh, I see. Hang on one moment. Yeah, it was definitely on the wrong side. Because we need to bring a belt up over here like that. And pull this through to there. I forgot we needed the coke in the ethanol. Oh, and I'm out of wood. And that goes in there. Now, yep, now we're going to get steel. So, now that we're getting steel and we're getting iron. The iron we can use, and we can actually do away with this iron setup. And someone was very adamant about me using a table, so this is an opportunity. Look at that. I put a table down, and it's perfectly level with the top of this. Very nice. Right, steel in a processor from steel ingots. So let's put a small box so that we've got stock of steel. Hold on, which side is the steel going to come out? Wait, that's the iron, that's the steel. Right, so the steel is on that side. Perfect. A small box over here to keep a backup. And then, yeah, might as well set something up on this side as well. We're going to need more space for iron though. So I think maybe a bigger one for the iron. We'll put it over there. Right, that is working now. Whoa, hang on, it's not working because I need to do this still. So good, we got an iron belt. We have steel going in here. A little slowly, but it is coming in. And now we can get a processor. I reckon if we put it in like this and run this line through, set the recipe to steel gear, we need 3.8 per minute to make 3.8 per minute. Right now we are making 3.8 per minute. Almost feels like this needs to be bigger. Wait a minute, did I not set this target? Oh, I didn't. Alright, well that should fix it. And then we'll need a little box over here for storage of the gears. There we go. Now that we got our first steel gears. Now I get the feeling that this isn't big enough and I may need to expand this quite a bit. Right, let's go and see what those orders were for. So we need 80 of the steel gears. Holy cow. That's going to take a while. That one also wants 80. This one's more doable, so let's pin that. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to need a lot more. That's 15 per minute of each. This is pushing out 10. So by rights, this should start backing up eventually. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do here, just to make it work a little more efficiently, grab another one of these. I'm out of bricks. Rotate that in. Okay, this is going to need to change. We'll get rid of that and that. I will put that over there and then bring that up like that. And then I'll do the belt separately once I've built this. So this can go in there, and then I can bring this belt, just drop it in. So why is that not working? Okay, odd. There we go. That's working, and it's splitting both ways. Cool. Need another catapult. And before I put that in, let me do this. One of these. Move it off to the side as far as I can. Catapult over here. Set the target to there. Belt across to there. And then I see this is backing up. Okay. So now I'm doing 30. These need 15. So I could have a second ethanol. And that's what I'm going to do. I'll put it like that. Then I'm going to need a belt to come across there. So let's have a look in this little gap. Damn, now this table is in the way. It's holding me back. So if I put that over there and then go with a bigger one over there and another big one there, I should be able to put a block down over here. Pull a belt through from there to there. Conveyor lift on that level. Rotate. Raise it up. Send it backwards by one. And belt that in there, and then this overflow can meet up with this, and that can go into there. This recipe will be set to steel ingot, and then I'm going to have to figure out how to get the steel across that side, which isn't actually a problem, because if we do this like there, and we come across to here, switch the direction, rotate, bring this up, rotate that into there, get rid of this. Okay, bring that belt into there. That's the steel. And I can still have a buffer. It's just going to be moved one over. There we go. And then the iron. Build up a couple of blocks. Get this into position over there. Put those in. Let's see. How the heck am I going to do this? Oh, right. Very easily. Short one. And belt that to there. Right, so that's the iron. Cool. So we've got gears, and it seems I picked up a few things. Let's just put that in there. Drop that iron ore off. Don't need that. Everything here is doing fine. No issues. Let's have a look at this. No, we're still good here too. Could probably throw some money in. Now that I have this, I can make cannons. But I need a lot more gears before I do that. Let's see what the cannons need. They need 4 steel gears. You know, I'm going to change something here because I have now 2 ethanors, so let's do better. So we'll grab a processor there and belt that into there. And then that can come out and that will go into a small storage box right there. Yeah, that should increase production a bit maybe. Although I'm splitting it here first, so I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at our sigils. We've got a sigil over here. So that's 1. We would need another one over here for the wood. Right now, we were feeding it in there and it's empty. Oh gosh, I missed the end of the day. So let's get a sigil. We'll get the portal set up. So that's got to go. Purchasing portal. We can put this over here. And then I'm going to use something I haven't used before, and that's a hopper. So we'll drop a hopper in there, and then this belt can come around and feed the wood into there. This box can go along with that belt, and we'll stick a hopper in over here like that. Now I hope my cannon can reach all of these places. If I was to build a cannon and face it in that direction and set the target to be there. Oh, it reaches. Good. And then we'll build another cannon next to that and set that one to be this hopper over here. Good. Now, what other ones do we have? There's no more portals down here. Closest one would be this one. Nope, this one. So let's sort this one out. So we delete that. And a hopper right there. Cannon, rotate that. And there's another one right there. So, yep, another there. And then there's 2 over here, although there are a few further out. Yeah, that one and that one. Yeah, I think maybe I'll hop things over a little bit from there. So, can't put any more down. Put a hopper over here, just like that. And belt to each of these. Yeah, I don't know how splitting it up is going to work. But for now, that is how it's going to work. And then I'm going to have a cannon. Oh, I can't have any more cannons because I need more. Oh, I didn't set these recipes. So I'm going to do, well, first of all, I'm going to remove my bed. So that's gone. And I think I might need a bed. So for now, I'll just put it down over here. This is my temporary box, which is sort of in the way now. And it's full of stuff. Did I research that trash bin? Yeah, I did. Let me just reorganize and see if there's anything that I don't want. I don't need that. Not sure I need linen thread at all. Ah, well, it wasn't really in the way anyway. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the money machine, which I haven't researched yet. And that is up here, way far away. I'll do that research. I'm going to remove this wall. So let's get rid of that. And then I can build the bank portal, which needs a sigil. So there you go. The sigil is a teleportation device. So we're going to put this in over here, nice and out of the way. I'm going to say I want silver coin and I want it in 2s. So 2 silver coin, which is 2,000 copper. And then I'm going to put a box in, big one, like that. And then another big one, which I can't do because I don't have small gears, but I have them now. So let's do that over there. And then I'm going to belt those through. I really do want to get rid of that one. And I think maybe pop one in the corner, a stash box. Oh, I had a sigil in there. Oh, that'll be useful. And some logs. Wow. Okay. Now I can take my coin and the copper coin and I can drop it in there and it will turn it into stacks of... Oh, that might not work if I take it out. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So you can't box it afterwards. This wasn't right. So let's grab that and we'll just continue this belt and we're going to bring it out the door or the opening right around there. We're going to get a cannon, which I can't do because I need some gears. I have some. So that cannon there will set the target to be this one and that should send coins over there. Right. Now, this one can go over here. This one needs to be done. So we'll get rid of that. We'll stick a hopper in here. This one will be there. That's going to be spitting a lot of coins over that way. This one's full. These ones are fine. There'll be some coins on the belt, but not a lot. And then we're going to need to do, I'm thinking another one somewhere over here. Yeah, we can set up one more. Set up this one to go there. This can go into a hopper that's going to be sort of central and can feed both of these. So remove those. Okay, those are gone. Hopper over here. The belt can go that way. Lab stand over there. Conveyor lift like that and then down on the other side. And belt across into there and across into there. Set this one to go to... Ooh, too close. Darn. Well, isn't that a bit of a bother? Is this one too close? No, that one's fine. Okay. So then this one is going to go over that way and feed the other goods down that side. I just need to figure out where exactly I'm going to put it. And hopefully it reaches this hopper. So let's give that a try. This one here goes to... Damn, too far. What's not too far? That's not too far. Ah, okay, well. 2 blocks in, and there we go. So let me see. I'm going to need a few down here, but not at the moment. At the moment, it's just the one, and it's that one, which isn't moving terribly fast. So let's get rid of these. Get the hopper in here. We will connect a whole bunch of cannons. For now, it'll just be these 2. And then I'll set that one's target to there. Now, I think everything is automatically fed. And if we want to see how much money we've got, well, it's not going so well. Yep. All of our silver is in here. And I don't need this box here anymore. Although, it's good to have a backup. So, I'm going to leave that box there. No, I'm not. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to turn it. So this will be for when we need some extra cash. And that will be where our money is stored. Cool. All right. Let's go and see if we can deliver on anything. No, we're far away on the steel gears. Urgent request for some bricks. We can do that. All right. delivered. Oh, we can do this random quest as well. So we'll pin that. Linen and vitality potion. And I have what I need for that one. And submit. Anything else? Yeah, these both need gears. This one needs Jupiter's. It's a good reward. Yeah, I'm just going to have to run around and check that I didn't forget anything. It doesn't look like it. Everything is fully loaded. That's good news. This is, yeah, 138 coins in the coin chest, plus a whole bunch on the belts. It's fine. Yeah, keeping these belts short, and the belts after the portals also pretty short. Wait a minute. Oh, that's obviously not going to work, because that's the wrong way around. Alright, let's try that again, and then this one was going over there, that one is going here. There we go. Now it's working. Right, steel is set up. I'm going to use this iron, because I think I'm going to replace this basic iron setup that I've got over here, which was just making ingots and nails. And I'm going to change that. Oh, there's our end of day. Oof, massive expenses. Holy cow. But now we'll at least get an idea of what we're going to be buying per day. Not today, but after today, because today we topped everything up. Okay, that's cool. I'm thinking, do I put another table down? I'm going to start getting into having things off the ground, maybe. What's in the way over here? Oh, yeah, that. You see, I'm making iron ingots here that could actually just go back into another ethanol. I wonder if I shouldn't do that. Because right now I'm getting, from each ethanol, I'm getting 11.2 per minute. So that's an extra 20. You know, I think I could do that. Oh, heck, let's increase steel production. We don't need to do anything more with iron. Let's see if that'll work. It's going to be quite a thing to tie everything together. That also means that I don't really need this. This box can go. Yeah, okay, that box is out. Yeah, I'm just going to build out a platform over here. This can come around and plug into there. And then I just need to get some of this stuff out. So, lab stand. Yep, that'll work. Conveyor lift. Lift it up. Go around that way. Grab the belt over there. Yep, that's getting me what I want. Rotate that into position, just like that. And this should start working once I've set the recipe. There we go. Done. And that means that I need to bring the steel out. This is, it's not very good. All right, more blocks. I'll just build this all up like that. Wait a minute, what was this one doing? Oh, heck. I forgot to connect a belt. Oof. So let's get rid of that so I can see what's going on under here. Yeah, this belt over here needs to be connected. That is the outgoing steel. That should have gone to there. Yeah, okay. Cool, now I can rebuild. Oh, actually, should I maybe allow this steel to come out and tie into that line? Yeah, that might be good. So we do that. Bring this up there. Belt that into there. And then this is the steel over here that can go in there. And I'll need to bring that and that in and put these up over here. And then belt that. No, not there. No, what am I doing? This needs to go there. And that feeds around. And the iron that comes out can just go around and straight back in. So like that. Okay. I think I got that sort of sorted out. And we get our first steel ingots out of this one. Well, it's not the first, I don't think. First one I've seen. Problem is, this is getting clogged. So, a buffer. Or maybe this is a bad idea to have it like this. I need to use all the iron. So I will have an iron buffer sitting over there. Feed that belt in, and then I have an assembler over here. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Yep, that'll work. That's going in. Assembler to make nails, and then a buffer box for the nails. Yeah, I think that'll work. And that plugs in there. Well, that's a storage box for the nails. Yeah, once this line has emptied out, then this will flow a little smoother. Oh, how are we doing on gears? 55 means 75 in total. Awesome. I need 5 more and I can finish a quest. Yeah, I could definitely have made this a lot neater. But it's working, so yeah, I'm not unhappy. Everything else is still going Let's see how the money is going. Ooh, the belt's empty. Look at that. I'm gonna drop a few more into this box. Let that split out. Could go back in there. I've still got 138 in there, but that's like it's a backup. Although this is taking most of it because I've got a silly belt set up here. So we'll get rid of that belt and just connect this one to there. And then it'll split properly. Oh, wow. Do I have any coins? I still have coins on this belt. So that's fine. And there's the last 5 that I need to finish a quest. So I need 240 stone and 90 yeast powder. I hope I have yeast. I have plenty of yeast. Holy cow. And I have the stone. Lovely. So that is that bulk order. Submit. Very good. Then I've got a couple of random quests that I could... I can't do that one yet, but I could queue this one up. Yeah, let's go and get the stuff for that once I've actually pinned it. Yeah, there we go. And just like that, I have everything to deliver that quest. And submit. This one needs 40. Got a couple of days for that. This bulk order... Oof. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one. It's a massive reward. I should be stashing my... Yeah, I should be stashing these in a better box. This is... Let's take that out. We're almost finished with another one. Oh, we've got a shortage of wood. Something's happening with the wood. Oh, we have a portal here. Although these are all full, so that's fine. Yeah, I think I know why. I've got a bit of a mess going on here. I'm going to take that box out. Put one of these in. No, that's too big. Too bulky. Can do this one. Yeah, that'll allow us to save up a few of those. Let's fix up these belts so that everything can flow again. Right, so that needs to go in there and spill over into there. Let's get a full line going that way. Good. Yeah, so this is the one. And we've got a cannon right here. Well, I suppose I could use it. So that's gone. Grab a hopper. Nails. Right, now the hopper. And this cannon can be set to too close. Damn. Too close, too far. Put another one up. Maybe that will help if I go just slightly further. Yep, that's working. Cool. Okay, so all of the portals are being fed and I've got a spare here that I can extend out over in that direction as I build on. I think I'm going to queue up this bulk order. We've got 0 days. It's going to be gone. That's a pity, because it would have been a good one. Anyway, that's the end of the day. Earnings were pretty good. Expenses, surprisingly low. Wow, big profit. Okay, good. And we got some more quests. Random quest. That one I could do, and that one I could do. So let's start with this one. In fact, I can do that now. I don't even need to pin it. Then this one, I just need some wood and stone. All right, so... Sorry, glass and stone. What do I mean wood and stone? Got the stone, got the glass, and submit. And then this one we can do shortly. We're just waiting for the 40 steel gears. I think what I need to do here is put some more cash in here. So let's split the 400 we've got, throw 200 in. I want to see coins on the belts. All right, we're up to 25 steel gears. We need 40, so yep, I will queue that one up, collect all the other goods for it. Actually, I already have all the other goods. Just waiting for those 15 more steel gears. Nice. Let's see what we're going to do next. Well, I might as well finish a couple of these researches. In fact, I think you can queue them, so... Yep, that's fine. Any more that I missed higher up? Nope. We don't need the jewelry shelf yet. We don't need the relic shelf yet. These metal stands, actually, they're not too bad. The sphere liquid flask. For storing liquids, 4 pipeline connections. Don't really need it. Yeah, let's get the metal stand. And then we get the refiner. And then further down there's the advanced assembler, the advanced blender, stackable crucibles. That I would really like to get to, but that means I need to get copper started. But I could also get the Saturn started. It's a bit of a process to get the salt, but then you add the bricks and the glass and you get the Saturn. Yeah, that's quite a... Yeah, that looks good. That looks like the next thing that we're going to go for. Right, I need 5 more steel gears. Damn, where'd all the cash go? Wow. There's coins on the belt over here. There's some coins over here. Okay, that's cool. This one over here is using a lot. Yeah, for the coal. Yeah, but this is all at a standstill now. We are not using enough of it anymore. And that is going to be putting pressure on the fertilizer. Oh, not really. Fertilizer boxes, oh, that one's empty. That one's still looking fine. But it is going to cause a problem soon. So, our timber production down here, which would be for building in for the shop, that is going to change. Yeah, I won't need this portal anymore. Well, I might need it just to supplement the line in case. But right now, we've got all of these, and they're moving very slowly. That's keeping everything going. It's fun. And we have 2 Jupiters. More importantly, do we have any gears? We have. We have enough now to deliver. And submit. Good. Good. We've got 302 there. Let's split that and then drop more in this box. Right. Copper powder or salt? I think I'd rather take on the Saturn. Yeah, let's do the salt research. Let's see how that goes. And we have finished with the salt research. I'm just dropping a few things off. Let's have a look at what we need for salt. Hold on. Is it a good? Yes, it is. It's something we have to sell in the shop as well, eventually. And that needs rock salt. So that's a new item, and it costs 9 silver for a rock salt. Wow, that's expensive. You put a rock salt in, you get salt and you get sand. And that's from the stone crusher. And then it's used in crafting brine in an extractor. All right, well, that's not important for us now. Might be later, but for now, stone crusher. We have one of these guys available, so if we did that over here somewhere, yeah, drop that over there. I am missing a sigil, but I have one in my storage box that I remembered. Put that over there. Set this to buy rock salt. Yep, that's the one. Hopper, straight in, and a belt from there to there. Then we can grab this and target that. And there's our first rock salt. Wow, that's going to chew up a lot of money. So if we did have any backup on the belt, we did. It's going to disappear now. And because we started making salt, it's going to want it in tomorrow's quests, I think. Let's bring this out. Okay, so we're going to need a filter splitter. Put it in there. And we'll get the salt, and we will choose the item to split, which will be the salt. And if we do that, the salt comes out at the top, the sand at the bottom. Perfect. So, ratios. It uses 0.1 per minute, so it lasts 10 minutes. It pushes out 10 salt per minute and 10 sand per minute. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do the research for the Saturn until the morning, but I am going to need some of this stuff over there. It might be a bit of a reach, although maybe from here, because we need to make glass. Because the Saturn uses glass and brick. Brick uses clay, which comes from charcoal powder and sand. We've got the sand. The glass comes from sand. Well, the only thing is I don't know how much I'm going to need of everything. 10 sand per minute. And I'm still going to need to get charcoal powder, which will give me an excuse to use some of that wood. I need to use more wood through here, so in the meantime, this can connect into there, and this is still going to back up. Yes, it is. Okay. So it looks like I'm going to be building myself another one of these tables, the blast furnace, and I'll need some bricks for that. Maybe I'll do that on this side. Yeah, I think it's going to be easier to feed if it's over here. Then I need to change what I filter over here. Well, not necessarily, but I think maybe it's probably better if I do. Yeah, like that. So the salt comes through this side, and then onto the table, we'll take the sand, and it'll need a kiln. It's probably going to need 2 kilns, at least. And that's the end of the day. Oh, gosh, that was a huge expenditure day. No, we did okay. That's fine. And that means because today I want to start the Saturn, I can do that research. Cool. What have we got? Bulk order. Yeah. Oh, 320 salt. I think I need to start storing that. Random quest. Should be able to do that. So let's do that first. But first, let me just head over and put that salt in storage. So, yeah, we'll do that. And then the sand will need to go into storage as well. Like that. Yeah, otherwise the salt won't come out. Oh, this is going to take a bit of time. So we finished that research. What do we need? Oh, it's big amounts. My gosh. And it's done in a shaper again. So let's put a shaper down. And I'm out of nails. Right. Shaper. Set the recipe to be Saturn. 120 per minute salt. 120 per minute brick. 120 per minute glass. This is going to be a pretty big build. And I think I might have this in the wrong direction if I'm going to do what I'm thinking I'm going to do. Right now, this is producing 10. Oh, it's producing 10 salt per minute. 10. We need 120. 12 stone crushers. Wait, there's got to be a better stone crusher. Surely. Or a better way to make salt. Salt can be made in the ethanol. With quicklime powder and charcoal powder. Oof. That's a process. I feel like this is still going to be the better option. Anyway, let's go and sort out the quests. We need some turquoise. That's done. And a bit of stone. And we've got all of that. And submit. Good. And then the bulk order. Yeah, that is going to be a bit of a problem. I put an ethanol down. I'm going to have a look at that recipe. That only puts 3.3 salt out per minute. Not even an option. So we may just have to produce Saturns really slowly. I could have another setup, double it up. 20 salt per minute. But when the recipe needs 120, damn. Maybe I should hold off on that. Although all the quests now will ask for them, so I'm going to have to do some. Alright, I'll put a few more down. Actually, that's not going to go there. Put it on this side. And bolt those in to there. That's going to be really expensive. Oof, look at all those coins flying in. And we are out of coins. And then just tie this in. Wrong. And tie that in. Well, this is starting to pick up now. So now we're doing 30 per minute, which is a quarter of what we need. But we could do 30 bricks per minute and 30 glass per minute and get that set up. But then this would need to move. So let's get rid of it. And we can get rid of the shaper as well. I need to bring some wood over here. And also some of this. Let's see, is there a route through? Yeah, I could get across. Although, I could just drop some into a cannon and shoot it over here. Alright, so the heaters will go this way. And I'll have them set up like this. Get some stone blocks and just do that. No, I didn't need to do that. I'll pop a couple in there. Get a hopper. Go to there. And then belt this over and this over. Then I just need to set up a little cannon. So one of those. Oh, need some more blocks. Bring a belt into there. And set that to go there. And it's working pretty quickly. Okay, well, actually, clear target for now. Otherwise, it's going to chew up all my stuff. All right, so we have sand. We can bring sand up onto this. And I'm out of wood. Oh, bugger. I somehow managed to pick up a whole bunch of rock salt that I didn't want to pick up. All right, those are dropped off. Right, so we need a kiln. And the kiln, we can put 1, 2... Oh, no. Hang on. I need to rethink that. If I do them like that, I can't put a belt between them. No. Might have had them right. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Grab the conveyor lift, bring it up, swing it over. This is the easy part. Deliver sand, set these to be glass, and they are now making 30 glass per minute. And I can bring them out to wherever I'm going to use them. Now I should be getting extra sand once these are backed up, which they will be soon. Then I need to make the clay, but the clay needs charcoal powder and a lot more sand. The sand that I'm producing now is actually not even enough for this. Okay, is there a better way to make sand? Nope, just stone in a grinder, I suppose. Oh man, there's no way I'm going to have enough sand. But I have some spare sand over here, although that's going to be needed when I start doing this stuff. Anyway, 320 salt. Do I have that yet? Whoa, I do. Wow. Okay, so we're on a bit of a time thing here. So vitality potion, we need a stack of that. Yeast powder. Yep, we can top that up. And then 180 wooden pulleys. And that is that. Let's submit. Bulk order. Done. Good coin. It will definitely make an improvement to our day. We'll split that in half and chuck that in there. In fact, I'm going to throw it all in there because we will have some in this box. Right, so I'm going to have to buy a lot of stone because if we're going to have a look at the sand recipe, stone comes out of a stone crusher, 20 per minute. Grinders do 5 per minute. So that is 20 for those 4. If we want it to be efficient, we need 60 per minute sand, which is basically 3 times the setup, and that is just for the clay. That doesn't include what we need for the glass. So I might need like 4 or 5 of these setups. So that means dropping in 5 of those. I'm going to need to get another cannon, which I can't because I don't have any gears. But that's fine, we have gears. And now we can put that cannon in, and we'll have a hopper behind these. Well, we'll have a sigil first, a portal. So let's go and get that. Oh, that's the end of the day. 235,000 expenses, huge. All right. Man, this rock salt stuff is killing me. All right, we've got a sigil, purchase portal right there, hopper right there. Set this to go into there. Set this recipe to limestone, and then connect all of these in. Now we could try the new enhanced grinder. Let's try one out and see what it does. 10 per minute, so it's double. And that means we only need 2 for each of these. Perfect. And then, well, now that those are all built, plug in. Good, now we should have a heap load of sand. And if I take the belt back this way and tie it into... Actually, hang on a second. How many are we making? That's 100. No, that's fine. We've got enough capacity to deal with that. Did I want to take it all the way? Not sure. But I still need to bring wood over. Although the wood is not that far away. Do I want to mess with any of these lines? Not really. All right, I think I'm putting another one of these down. And we'll belt that into there. Now, I'm going to need charcoal, but not that much. So, some crucibles. Let's do 3. So I can bring the glass down this way. So let's break this one out and then put a hopper over here to feed the wood into those. And then this is a 1-to-1 with the normal grinder. And this will put out the charcoal powder like that. It's not going to be very much. Why are we slowing down over here? We don't seem to be getting the wood out. I think I'm going to squeeze this in over here and then bring an output belt from there into there because this box is full of wood. Then I'm going to set the target to there, and that is going to send us planks, and then they can go into charcoal powder, and charcoal powder will come out. Perfect. And then we need to toss the sand into an assembler or 2, and well, we're short a few gears. Yeah, actually, I don't necessarily want to waste this table space on assemblers. So maybe I will just use a table. If I take these out, will I be able to squeeze a table right up against that? Ooh, I can. Well, that's pretty nice. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send half of the sand to the glass and the other half to the clay. Oh, that's already getting some. So yeah, I'll cut it over here. And then I'm going to have to... no, not that. I'm going to have to get rid of these belts so they can go in the opposite direction. So that's done. So let's bring them out to here and then bring them up like that. Belt this to there and push it up. That shouldn't have happened because this needs to go independently that way. And then, this is going to be terribly unbalanced, but it's fine. We will survive. So we bring it to there. Set these recipes to be clay and clay. And then I just need to set up these belts to come in here nicely. Right, one belt's going in underneath, and this one going around that way and into those. And that goes across, that goes across. I didn't need this middle one, so that can go. And we are producing clay. Great. Then I need to bring the clay back onto this, into a kiln. And I'm missing a little bit of stone. And based on this, I should be able to put down 3 kilns, but I don't have space. And I'm going to just put down 2 because this is still very test phase. So right there and there. throw that into there and into there, and set those recipes to be brick. There we go. And remove that belt because we don't need that. And this is missing charcoal powder. Why? Oh, because I completely set it up incorrectly. What the heck was I thinking? Right, I think I got it right this time. And now, where is... Oh, I haven't switched the ovens on. Right. This target needs to be set to there. Alright, that should get the ball rolling. So that gives us the 3 components that we need. I will need to bring the glass down. So we'll do that. Bring this down to ground. And I need to bring the salt around. Okay, those are all coming through to here. Good. That can go to there, and then we need to build a shaper. And if I rotate it like that, plug all of those in, set the recipe to the Saturn, everything's coming in now, and I'll give it a box. That's going to take a while. That's going to take a long while. It's definitely unbalanced, and we'll be building... Oops, that's the end of the day. The expenses are pretty big. Oh, there you go. Well, we've started making them. They're not fast, but they're being made. I will definitely need to relook at this and refine it now that I know all the little intricacies. But what I can do is bring this one up to join in the glass. Yeah, that will certainly speed up the glass production. I'm not sure if that's the problem, but I suppose we could see. No, I think it's the clay is the problem. Yeah, not making enough clay. All right, well, it's a new day. Let's go and see what's available. Random quest. Yep, that one should be a piece of cake. Not yet. That one I could do. And that one I could do. So let me go get all the stuff for that. All right, I think that's everything. Let's go and deliver. Submit. And submit that. And submit that. Cool. Well, at least we made something. And maybe, with any luck, we get that one done. That is a huge amount of coin. Anyway, our money belts have run dry because I think it's because of this lot. Man, that's expensive. So, time to go. How much have I got in there? 230. I'll just drop what I've got into this box. Let that run through. Yep, keep the fires burning. But there you have it, folks. If you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave me your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Builds are getting pretty insane now. I'm going to need to take a break from expanding at some point and then just rearrange. I'm not really happy with the layout, especially this area over here. Too much stuff going on. And I would eventually like to open the shop. I mean, I'm going to carry on going to see how far I can go without it. But yeah, eventually we will. But yeah, the builds are getting big and complicated. This is very interesting. Yeah, we're 18% done with that Saturn. We have a whole bunch of Jupiters. I mean, if we had a shop, we'd be selling them for 30 each. 30 silver each. Quite a bit. But the factory must grow. So next episode, probably look into a bit of copper. We're still doing okay. It's not really a big issue. Things are happening, some of them happening a little slower than they should. But yeah, I need to improve my builds. And I need to start building a little bit more vertically. We'll get there. I will have upstairs factories for sure. But thank you so much for joining me. And until the next time, cheers.